Afternoon, Mr. Abercrombie. Have a seat if you would, please, sir. Mr. Singer, would you let Mr. Abercrombie put his address, phone number, and his social security number on that, please, and I'll give it right to you. You can have a seat, Mr. Abercrombie. Give that back to him, please, sir. All right, Mr. Abercrombie, you are William Frederick Abercrombie.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand why you were charged with domestic violence, high and aggravated nature,
Yes, sir.
kidnapping, 2 charges, possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime,
Yes, sir.
resisting arrest, and unlawful neglect of a child, 2 charges?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you do understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a court date. Your first appearance is on March the 27th. That'll be at 10 o'clock a.m. in the Abbeville County Courthouse, 102 Court Square, the main county courthouse. And then you have a prospective trial date of May the 29th. Again, that hearing will be in the Abbeville County Courthouse at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Now, you have a right and a responsibility to be at all of these hearings.
Yes, sir.
If you're not there, you can be and you will be tried in your absence.
Yes,
So don't miss your court dates.
Yes, sir.
Also, if you fail to appear for a general sessions charge, you could be charged with failure to appear, and the fine can be as much as $5,000. If you fail to appear, a warrant for your arrest would be issued. So again, don't miss your court date.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Abercrombie, you haven't been convicted of anything yet. You have a right to a jury trial. You also have a right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one can be provided for you by the public defender's office.
Yes, sir.
There's a $40 fee for the application. We have the applications here, or you can apply through the clerk of court.
No, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know. Can you like write out a date now? 'Cause
It's all on this paperwork I'm going to give you. Yes, sir. Now, also, since these are general sessions charges, you have a right to a preliminary hearing. A preliminary hearing is a hearing to determine if the police have enough probable cause that you should be arrested on these charges. If you want a preliminary hearing, sign this form and return to this court within 10 days and we'll set you up with a preliminary hearing. All right, sir? Now, I've also included in your information packet here a flyer about the dangers of self-representation, Mr. Abercrombie.
yes, sir.
These are criminal charges with criminal penalties. You need an attorney.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir? All right, do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. I was gonna say I wasn't trying to kidnap
All right.
my niece.
This is really not a time, this is just a bond hearing,
Yes, sir.
and you'll have your day in court.
Yes,
All right, sir? Mr. Black, I'll hear from the state on bond for Mr. Abercrombie.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. The state's position is that we're asking respectfully that you deny bond. Your Honor, he is actually currently on probation, and several of these charges, the kidnapping charges, are classified as most serious. And so under the law, we think that that Your Honor can deny his bond
Mr. Abercrombie,
Yes, sir.
you'll have your time.
based on the fact that he's on probation and because the kidnapping charges, Your Honor, are classified as most serious. Obviously, the state's position is these are very serious charges. Obviously, Your Honor has communicated that to the defendant. Your Honor, we feel that he For any bond, you've got to consider flight risk and danger to the community. Obviously, this was a situation where law enforcement was, dealing with an individual who had barricaded himself in a house with kids. A gun was involved, so one of the most dangerous situations that can occur in a community obviously happened last night here in Abbeville. So because of that, we're asking Your Honor to deny bond.
All right, sir. Ms. Miller, on the victim's behalf.
As far as the Hammonds victim, she did not wish to be present. At the time of the incident, she expressed concerns for her safety because she felt threatened. I explained to her that a no contact order would be put into place. On behalf of the children involved, they are the niece and nephew of the defendant. Their mother is his sister. She wanted to be present, but she could not be here today because of scheduling for work and child care conflicts. And she wanted me to address the court and make it known that the kids are doing fine. She also stated to her knowledge that they were never in danger because her brother was her babysitter and he absolutely loves the kids.
All right. Mr. Abercrombie,
Yes, sir.
you had something to say?
I was saying, I know I represented wrong, but
Mr. Abercrombie, before I'll allow you to say whatever you'd like to, but I have to warn you that you're still in the custody of the police, and anything you say can and will be used against you in court. So if you'd like to make an argument why that you should be granted bond, this will be the time to do it.
Reason why I want it, so I can go back home and babysit. I don't go nowhere. I babysit my niece and nephew, and if my sister them don't have a babysitter, that she would lose her job, and I wouldn't try to. I was just gonna stay at the house.
All right, so this is your only job, babysitting?
No, and plus I had an interview yesterday at Lowe's. They supposed to be calling me back.
All right.
And then I'm supposed to be getting a job at Electrolux too, but I was gonna babysit my niece and nephew for my sister, cause the house is messed up. We ain't got no water, no none of that. But we got water, but it's cold. It's not hot. Holes in the walls, leaks in the ceilings, and all that. And then, I know the little kidnapping and stuff, but I'm supposed to be taking medicine and all this.
You're on medication?
No, sir. I got ADHD. I was supposed to be. I got ADHD. I got bipolar disorder. I got I just like my mind. Like I just don't be thinking right. Like I'm supposed to.
All right, Mr. Abercrombie, you understand the difference between right and wrong, do you not?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I understand that.
All right.
But
Ms. Huey, you had something to say?
Yeah, okay, I've been going through the thing with the council board with my old man.
All right, this is really the time for
Okay.
Mr. Abercrombie to ask the court to allow him to be on bond, to be released on bond.
I'm saying he ain't put no fear into the kids.
Okay, all right.
And Judge, I just want to let you know, and I think you've alluded to this, his first court date is March the 27th. We could have the term of court of general sessions the following week. So if Your Honor does deny bond, he can certainly move to have his bond heard in general sessions court that week of March the 30th.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Can I get a copy of those things?
I'm going to give him a copy of everything signed. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Abercrombie, taking into consideration the nature of the charges, the fact and the danger to the children, I think we had about 5 law enforcement agencies involved in trying to get this matter settled yesterday. Domestic violence, high and aggravated, as well as the kidnapping or violent crimes as described in 16-160. And so with that in mind, I'm going to deny your bond from this court, and your relief will come to the circuit court, from the circuit court. As Mr. Black said, we have court here in general session starting on March the 27th, so you will be able to get before a circuit court judge fairly quickly. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir, I would just,
All right, when you make bond, or once the judge sets bond for you, there are 3 conditions of this bond. Be of good behavior, don't leave the state, and most importantly, that you'll have no contact with the victim in this case.
she's my baby mother.
Until this case is settled, have no contact with the victim in this case, because if you do, it will be considered contempt of court, and you will be sent to jail, Mr. Abercrombie. You understand?
Yes, I know, but that's my baby mother.
Regardless of your relationship, you need to stay away from the victim, Ms. Hammonds. All right, sir?
But can I also, I would say the whole, I would not leave nothing out. I would tell you the whole situation, what happened.
Yes, sir. We would all. You sure would. All right, Mr. Singleton, if you would let him sign and initial all of those and give him a copy, please.
Oh, yes, sir. I did not kill my niece and nephew, man. You don't get all my blood, man. I don't like me anyway.
I turned it down a little, I was so bad. I'm up here hot too, and I don't get hot.
No, he did no kidnapping.
Just want you to put it
I don't know why they do that.
That's good.
I didn't get the.
Mine will.
Okay.
Right now,
I
ain't
had
gonna
turned the heat down. I'm hoping not
So
to
let
see
him finish doing what he's doing. I will get that started.
I ain't, why don't get charged with kidnapping?
Mr. Abercrombie? No.
Word, man, I can't believe it. You know why y'all do that, boy? Ain't nobody in there, man.
Your Honor,
I should just kill
What side?
myself, man.
You just,
He's just got a copy of that one, too.
here, let me, he does need to sign, he needs to have a copy of it.
No, man, she man. Deny my.
No, he just needs a copy.
I was
And I made him a copy.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hugh, do you have any questions? You understand
Yeah.
that he'll need to appear before a circuit court judge for bonding? Better not do it.
What you signed, so.
here, let me sign this.
Mr. Abercrombie,
Those.
you need to cooperate with the officer so we can get our paperwork done, and then we can move on with the process.
Should have killed myself, man.
No, sir, please.
I don't want to be on dirt no more. I want to die. I wish they would have killed me, man.
Let me do this right here. Abercrombie,
Mr. Abercrombie, please.
sign these, initial here.
Well, I don't understand why y'all deny my bond. I don't understand, man. I should have fucking killed myself.
This right here, here, here.
Why did
Sign
I
right
even fucking kill myself?
Mr. Abercrombie,
Why?
I don't talk like that in the courtroom. These officers don't talk like that in the courtroom, and you're certainly not going to talk like that in the courtroom. I'll send you back out to the county before you finish these documents if you continue that line of thought.
What's your preliminary hearing form? You want to have a preliminary hearing on this case?
You can sign it, or you can wait up to 10 days to sign it and get it back to us. That's a step in the process to ensure that the police had probable cause that you should have been arrested.
This right here.
That's the form that was on you for the court case, March 27th. The initial appearance with general sessions court, okay?
But I know, but on that, I don't know that you're not normally gonna go on that date.
They're required to give you the initial appearance date. If you're still currently incarcerated during that date, we will move forward to go to the document hearings. Okay? That's why you do this, because we're trying to get the product turned.
I think I meant-
So that we get these taken care of, okay?
So what you doing?
These are the dates that he is required by law to give you. Okay?
So I go on,
If you're incarcerated, you don't have to come to that appearance, all right?
but I know if I want to, I'm trying to get, I wanna go to bond hearing.
They'll get you to, in front of the circuit judge for a bond hearing, yes, sir.
When that will be,
The week of March the 30th.
so they will give me all that.
They will.
This is the attorney that can get you over there.
You do apply for both.
Yeah.
Or get a prosecutor. And nobody in contact, so that.
But I know it, but that's how I get it. Let me go up a bond hearing.
We need to apply for the public defender.
But it's not, they're not gonna send a mail, they're not gonna do that by the time I get, by the time 27 gets. Cause I don't been through this, man. They couldn't even find my paperwork anyway on probation. I don't even know why I'm on probation. For nothing. For the charge that I did time for. Y'all just don't like me, you tell me the truth. I knew this was gonna happen, man. Y'all want me now.
All right, Mr. Abercrombie, I think you can sign those last couple of documents, we can move on here. All right, Mr. Abercrombie, if you would go with Mr. Singleton, he will get you back here, you can use the telephone, whatever you need to do to get you back out to the county. Good luck to you, sir.